Hello students, today we can see budget. That is one of the important topic for the 4th year and post BSc students. As you all know that you are going to appear for the exam, just go through this. Budget is a forecasting of the financial plan of any organization. So what is the definition of budget? It's given by H.M. Donovan. Budget is a concrete, precise picture of the total operation of enterprise in monetary terms. So it is a total operation of the money or financial terms that we are using here as a budget. Concrete, precise picture of the total operation of an enterprise in monetary terms. So we know that budget is a heart of administrative management, as you all know. Then what is the terminology they have used? B means being honest, U means utilize all facilities, D means diligent look, G means general outlook, E means economically proceed, T means towards, I means income and expenditure, and G means gear it properly. The symbol they have given some terms. Then what are the objectives of this budget? So first one is to forecast and plan. So it's a future plan. Usually you know that we are planning for the next year. Especially in Indian scenario, the financial budget is from April 1st to March 31st. So in other countries maybe January 1st to December 31st, like that. Then coordination of this, then control actual actions, then centralize the management control, then avoid waste, controlling cash, reduce the expenses and economical use of capital. Each point has its own explanations. So you can, if you want, it's a tool for the forecast of the organization's plan. And it is a coordinated activity of the entire organization, and we need control over the financial activities of the organization and usually centralize the financial planning, and control is by the top level management. Then we have to waste the money and the resources, then controlling the cash by this through this budget, then reducing the expenses. That's another purpose, objective of this budgeting. Then we can see the characteristics. Characteristics are, we are quantity, money, both definite future period and implement the policies formulated. That's very important. It is a plan or program framed on the basis of past experiences, okay, of the organization, and there is a scheme for action, how to function that, and estimate the revenue and the expenditure of an accurately as possible. We are planning that. And comprehensive plan is important for the budgeting, and the general annual plan usually we are doing. That's the characteristics. Then the tools, effective administration, legislative control, integration role and functions, and economic and social. Then we can see what are the purposes of budgeting. Aid to planning and controlling. So anyway, it's very important for the planning and controlling of the organization. This budgeting is very important. Second, guides us for action. What to be done by the organization? What are the purposes that to be clearly specified by this budgeting? Then serves as a means of coordination. Without fund or money, we can't run the organization. So it is a measure for the coordination. Then conserve the resources by regulations. We have a well-planned rules and regulations for the control of the organization through the budget. Then continues to serve as a guide for future needs, because with the resources what we are using to be based on the budget only. Then serves as an instrument of economical and social policies. Then it allows feedback. So we are getting the how to be used by them. Then helps to identify the problem areas and facilitate effective solution. some resources may be necessary for the functioning of the organization and some are not that much necessary. We can realize that. Then provide measures for measuring, means for measuring and recording financial access with the objectives of the organization. Offers a useful format for communicating fiscal objective because we have to communicate it. Then clearly recognizes controllable and uncontrollable cost areas. എവിടെയാണ് കോസ്റ്റ് കൂടുതൽ, എവിടെയാണ് കോസ്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് കുറയ്ക്കേണ്ടതെന്ന് we may get an idea regarding that through this budgeting. I think the purposes are clear. Then the features. So features usually examine ചോദിക്കുന്നതാണ്. It should be flexible. Flexible means according to the need of the organization we have to adjust the budget. Then synthesis of past, present, future. When we are going to plan a budget, we are reviewing the last 3 years budget and then we are preparing for the coming year budget. Then joint venture of the and cooperation is very important. Joint venture means from all department or participation of the executives at different levels is necessary. And this budget we are preparing by using the statistical standard because we have to calculate it. Then top management support is very important. And then the budget should be facilitate goal achievement. That's very important. So these all are the features of budget. Then what are the importance of budget? It's planning for the future course of action. So ഞാൻ ഓൾറെഡി പറഞ്ഞു ഇത് ഭാവിയിലോട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഫോർകാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അടുത്ത വർഷത്തേക്ക് ഈ വർഷം പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നു. What are the activities to be taken? Then have a control over all activities in the organization. എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു കൺട്രോൾ ഉണ്ടാവുന്നു. Then facilitate coordinating operation of various departments and sections for realizing organizational objectives. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് മെയിനായിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ എൻ്റയർ ഓപ്പറേഷൻ വി ആർ കോർഡിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ത്രൂ ദിസ് ബഡ്ജറ്റ്. Then serves as a guide for action in the organization. So we have to have a guide. എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ ഫങ്ഷൻ ചെയ്യേണ്ടത് എന്നുള്ളത്. So it serves as a guide for action in the organization and it helps in decision making. I think the importance are clear. Then we can move on to the principles of budgeting. What are the principles? So a comparative statement of income and expenditure incurred during the previous year. Here we are comparing it should provide a sound financial management by focusing on the requirement of organization. So ഒരു ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ്റെ ഇൻകം എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചറും തമ്മിലുള്ള പ്രീവിയസ് ഇയറിലൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുന്നു. Then income and expenditure should always be balanced by showing the deficit or surplus. അത് കൂടുതലാണ് നെഗറ്റീവിലാണോ പോകുന്നത് അതോ നമുക്കതൊരു ബാലൻസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ടോ, we are getting a benefit. Then should relate to a particular period of 12 months by fiscal and calendar January to December or April 1st to March 31st. Then advance preparation. We are preparing it in advance for the എപ്പോഴും പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ അടുത്ത വർഷത്തേക്കുള്ളത് ഈ വർഷമാണ് നമ്മൾ പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Then standard should be maintained when we are preparing what are the activities to be planned in advance and how to be prepared. This to be make sure building maintenance should be covered. What are the different types should be covered. Then residential personnel lodging and boarding should be looked after. Then all people should coordinate in preparation of the budget from top level to bottom level and the executives or the departmental heads should be there in the budget committee. Expenditure may be broken down into administrative advantages in terms of operating expense, that is salary, supplies, etc. Then capital cost, it's known as building cost, that's we will see later. Then fixed changes, any expected changes in the organization, maintenance or something. I think it's clear. Then essentials of effective budgeting. What are the basic essentials? Without that the budgeting should not be prepared. Then support of top management is very essential. Then participation by the responsible executives of each department is important. Then reasonable goal should be there. Then clearly defined organization. Then continuous budget education to those who are concerned. Then adequate accounting system should be there in the organization. Then constant vigilance to be maintained. Then maximum profit to be maintained. Cost of the system exact calculation to be there, and integration with the standard costing system to be there. I think it's clear. Prerequisites. Then the budget committee, who all are the members? Administrators, assistant administrator, controller, financial officer, and other departmental heads. Then what are the functions of those budget committee? They are provide general guidance for the preparation of budget and offer technical advice, receive and review the individual budget, then suggest changes if any, coordinate budgeting activities, appear budget without revision, and then sensitize the budget reports. So this committee will plan, implement and evaluate the budget. Okay, they are the one who are responsible for that. Then what are the steps in budgeting at peripheral level? It's an important one. What are the steps? Different text has given different points, so you go through that. Basic steps are here. First, request the subordinates, preferably the supervisory cadre. They have to present the needs for the coming year. നമ്മൾ ഒരു അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്റീവ് ലെവലിലിരിക്കുന്ന ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റൽ ഹെഡ് സബോർഡിനേറ്റ്സിന് ചോദിച്ചിട്ട് we have to specify the areas and needs of our department. അതാണ് ഫസ്റ്റ്. Then review the budget appropriation and actual expenditure for the current year with the statistical data. ഈ വർഷത്തെ എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചർ എത്രയാണെന്ന്, ഈ വർഷത്തെ കറണ്ട് ഏരിയാസ് ഏതൊക്കെയാണെന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. Then ascertain whether any changes are contemplated. നമുക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും മാറ്റങ്ങൾ നമ്മുടെ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെൻറ്റിൽ വേണോ? If we need some extension or addition or something is there, we have to explain there and note it there. Then prepare the program with the new budget is to cover the terms of nursing hours to the program and the distribution of the hours among the various groups of personnel and the ratio of the supervisor and so on. നമ്മളുടെ നേഴ്സിംഗ് കെയർ അവേഴ്സും ഓർ ദ മാൻ പവർ റിക്വയർമെൻറ്റ്സ് എവറിത്തിങ് ടു ബി ക്ലിയർലി സ്പെസിഫൈഡ് ദെയർ. Then determine the percentage of salary of personnel who are already in the team. അപ്പോൾ any hike or increment if you want to give, that to be mentioned there. Then requirement for the coming year from supplies, equipments or resources. Any area if we need or repair, everything to be specially mentioned there. Then a summary of new needs. ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് പുതിയതായിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും, ഇപ്പോൾ ICU ഒക്കെയാണ്, പുതിയൊരു വെൻറ്റിലേറ്റർ വേണോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പുതിയൊരു മോണിറ്ററോ, എനിത്തിങ് ഇഫ് വി നീഡ്, വി ഹാവ് ടു സ്പെസിഫൈ ദാറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ദീസ് ഓൾ ആർ ദ സ്റ്റെപ്സ് ഇൻ ബേസിക് സ്റ്റെപ്സ് ഇൻ ദ ബഡ്ജറ്റ് പ്രിപ്പറേഷൻ. Then the classification is important. Fixed budget, flexible budget and functional budget. ഇതൊരു ബേസിക് ആയിട്ട് തന്നിട്ടുള്ളതേ ഉള്ളൂ. വേറെ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ ടൈപ്സ് കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഫിക്സഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ചേഞ്ചിങ്. ഫ്ലെക്സിബിൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് ക്യാൻ ബി ചേഞ്ച്ഡ് അക്കോർഡിംഗ് ടു ദ നീഡ് ഓഫ് ദ പ്രോഗ്രാം. ആൻഡ് ഫങ്ഷണൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഫോർ ദ ഡേ ടു ഡേ ഫങ്ഷനിങ്. സ്റ്റാറ്റിക് ബഡ്ജറ്റ് ഫോർ ദ ഫിക്സഡ് സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് വോളിയൂം ഓഫ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടാക്കുന്നതാണ്. ദേ ഡു നോട്ട് ചേഞ്ച് in the volume of activity. Then they are prepared well in advance. Fixed ആണ്. Flexible എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ take into account periodic changes they are expecting. Then functional means subsidiary budgets. They may be based on approved forecast for individual departmentന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. That based on the functions. Okay, അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് അതിന് ഫങ്ഷണൽ ബഡ്ജറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ. ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഓർ ദ ടൈപ്സ് ഓഫ് ബഡ്ജറ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അനദർ ഇങ്ങനെയും പറയാറുണ്ട്. മാസ്റ്റർ ബഡ്ജറ്റ്, ദെൻ ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ് ബഡ്ജറ്റ്, ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ആൻഡ് ക്യാഷ് ബഡ്ജറ്റാണ് നമ്മൾ മെയിനായിട്ട് 3 ബഡ്ജറ്റ് എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. അതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ സം അതർ ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻസ് ഓൾസോ ദെയർ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് പ്രോഗ്രാം ബഡ്ജറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ലോങ് റേഞ്ച് ബഡ്ജറ്റ് ഓൾസോ ഈസ് ദെയർ. സോ ദ മോസ്റ്റ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് ദ ഓപ്പറേറ്റിംഗ്, ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ആൻഡ് ക്യാഷ് ബഡ്ജറ്റ്. What do you mean by operating budget? It is a plan for day-to-day activity of the organization, that is a revenue and expense of a period for 1 year. That's a day-to-day running, how we are doing that. Then it includes the amount we can expect to receive from patient care or from different resources. Mainly from our patient's income is the main resource. Then how we are expending that day-to-day running of the organization. Then comes the program budget. That's for a particular program, specific programs, how to budget that. Costs are computed for a total program, and then we are like MCH or different department, or we are conducting any special programs that we are mentioning here, family planning or what. Capital budget is beyond 1 year expenditure, especially for the construction of a new building or purchasing of a costly machines like MRI or like that. Lifetime is more than 1 year. Then cash budget is the monthly running of the organization. That's cash receipt and expense, paying of bill. So that's for every month we are preparing that. Okay. Then basically a detailed plan that shows all expected sources and use of cash day-to-day running. Then that's all regarding the types. Especially you have to learn operation budget, cash budget and capital budget. To learn more detail, you refer the text. What do you mean by budget manual? That's just for your purpose only, containing all the budgetary policies and objectives for the hospital, description of the functions of personnel, what are the standardized forms, calendar, schedules, procedures, and then master budget, program budget, everything is there in the manual. Steps in budgeting process, that's what are the steps in budget we have seen. Then budgetary process steps, assess what need to be covered in the budget, that is the first one. The hierarchy of the organization, what all resources to be included, and then second one is the development of a plan for what, for the 1 year financial year or the fiscal year budget we have to plan for that. Okay. Then we can make it a semi-annual period or quarter, like that we can develop for a year. Okay. Development for according to the need of the organization. Implementation, that means analyze to avoid inadequate excess fund at the end of the financial year. Monitoring of the budget periodically. And the fourth one is the evaluation, that reviewed periodically. In between the budget committees reviewed this one, and they are evaluating, and periodically the account session to be maintained that. These all are the steps in the budgetary process or budgeting process. I think it's clear. If you have any doubt, you go through the slides. I think briefly I have explained the budgeting. Then how to prepare the budget, that's a little difficult, so I didn't explain here. Okay, I think this topic is clear. We can see it. The common question, definition, purposes, they may ask principles of budget. You refer the text, more points are there. Then the features of budgeting and steps, and the nurse's role also is there, it's not included here. So what are the role of a nurse manager in the preparation of budget? So you just include those points coming under the steps in preparation, and the committee, she is a member of the budget committee also. I think it's clear. Okay students, thank you.